Welcome to the 2023 game opener of the Palomino European qualifiers. Welcome, all you folks watching live, and a special welcome to you folks in Israel. Hopefully, you can understand my English because I don't speak Israeli. Also, welcome Mr. Jan Baggin, director from the Pony Leagues. Tonight's game will see the Stuttgart Reds versus the Israeli national team. And for all you Stuttgart fans, of course, Stuttgart is the visitor team in this game. On the field, pitching for Israel, Aviv Borov, catching Tomer Erel at first base, David Solomon, second base, Aviad Schechter, at third base, Michael Segal. Left, center, and right, we have Aliva Meister, Yuri Shani, and Liam Sagiv. Lineup for the Stuttgart Reds, leading off will be Oscar Hunt, followed by Felipe Humberg, Moritz van Bergen. Cleaning up, Moritz Kohler, followed by Jonathan Schaefer, Emil Hunt, 789, Tim Rudolph, Joel Petzold, and Niels Norgel. Umpires for today's game, Marco Federico out of Germany behind the plate. And I believe at first base we have David Schenker out of Israel. And third base, Rick Swanenberg out of Holland. So not only an international tournament, but also an international umpiring crew. We'll be starting in a couple minutes. Get your cold beers ready. Get your warm hot dogs and popcorn ready. And we'll be back with the first pitch. And we have our first shout out. Mesha Moshe Meshine writes, "Go Team Israel. Give us a present for Independence Day." So I guess that means today's Independence Day for Israel. It's the fifth tournament for Palomino held here in Stuttgart. And hopefully you can see, unfortunately, the field is still, not the field itself, but the dugouts and everything still a construction zone. Stuttgart getting a brand new stadium, not quite finished. But hopefully for the 2024 Palomino tournament, everything will be finished, and it is a beautiful field, a beautiful thing. So if you're one of the parents watching the game and your kids playing here next year, it would probably be an interesting trip. Come and see the field, come and see lots of baseball. Again, today, the opening game More games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the finals Monday at 4 o'clock our time. So I believe in the tournament games are 7 innings. There are a few extra rules. One of them that I do know is pitchers are limited to how many pitchers they can throw. And if you throw so and so many pitches, you can still pitch tomorrow. If you go over that, you have to have a day rest, and it goes on and on. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike number one. Stuttgart, of course, probably the only actual club team in this tournament. That pitch low in the dirt, 1-1 to count. Looked like an off speed pitch. Check down to the first base umpire. First base umpire is David Schenker. He says no, he did not go. 1-1 to count. At low for ball number two. Looks like a lot of coaches out here scouting. Disadvantage for both these two teams because other teams can come and watch. Low ball three. 3 balls, one strike. That ball fouled back. Full count. And just as the runner takes off to second, the batter calls time, and the throwdown wasn't in time, but the runner's got to go back because time was called. So that's a stolen base, stolen from Oscar Hunt. Count stays no balls, two strikes. And a swing and a miss for out number one. Brings up Moritz van Bergen. And a pickoff attempt. Not in time. Oscar paying attention. That pitch catches the inside corner. Fastball for strike number one. Runners going. Inside corner called. Catcher drops the ball. So no throw, stolen base. 0 2 the count. Oscar Hunt in scoring position, base hit. He's quick enough to round third and make it home. That pitch misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And an off speed pitch off his ankle. Called foul by Marco Federico. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Low. 2 2 the count. That ball hit high and in the gap deep. And can't be caught by the center fielder. Coach sending him around to home. And Stuttgart puts the first run of the tournament across the board on a double from Moritz van Bergen. So RBI double from Moritz van Bergen. Score 1-0 for the Stuttgart Reds. And that brings up to bat Moritz Kohler. Moritz Kohler hacking at pitch number one, fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike. And a ground ball over the pitcher, shortstop, second base. Both trying to get the ball. Shortstop wins the battle, gets the out at first base. Moritz van Bergen able to advance to third. Oh, Stuttgart has a runner 90 feet away, but 2 outs and up to bat catcher Jonathan Schaefer. And that fastball on the inside corner, strike number one. So into the count. And foul ball out of play. Count remains no balls, two strikes. Two outs. Moritz von Bergen standing on third. And a ground ball to the shortstop. Field and throw in the dirt, but nice scoop from the first baseman for out number three. Stuttgart scores one run on one hit. No errors, one left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning. So on the field in the defense behind pitcher Morse van Bergen. Catcher is Jonathan Schaefer. At first base, Felipe Hamburg. At second base, we have Emil Hunt. At third base, Moritz Kohler. Shortstop is brother Oscar Hunt. The left center and right is Niels Wargel, Joel Petzold, and Tim Rudolph. Batting lineup for the Israel national team. Aviad Schechter leading off, followed by Yuri Shaney. Nadav Machine. David Solomon is hitting cleanup. Aviv Bobroff batting fifth, followed by Liam Sagif. Michael Segal. Tomer Errol on batting ninth. Alira Meister. I apologize for all you Israeli fans watching the game. If I mess up the names, I'll do my best. Score is 1-0 in favor of Stuttgart. First pitch from Moritz, low and away, ball number one. That pitch in there for strike number one. 1-1 to count. There is a chat function open if you want to root on your team. You can put it in the chat function. Ball two. If you want questions, comments, words of wisdom, or just want to shout out, write it in the chat function. We'll give you a shout out. And 3-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike number two. Full count. the middle. A nice try by the shortstop to get the ball. It wouldn't have made a difference. He wouldn't have been able to get the runner at first. So both teams get their leadoff man on. Stuttgart with a walk. Israel with a base hit. And Yuri Shani up to bat. That pitch low and inside, ball number one. Well, a tournament like this, pitching is very, very important because of the different rules on pitch counts. That pitch in there on the inside corner, strike number one, 1-1 to count. Foul ball for strike number two. And ground ball, third base. Long throw, not in time. Throw gets past the first baseman. Oh, base hit and an error on the third baseman puts runners on second and third. So throwing error gives Israel two runners in scoring position with no outs. And up to bat, Nadav Machline. Lone inside fastball. And a high fly ball in deep left field. Runner tagging at third. Catch. Runner also advancing from second to third. Throws cut off by the shortstop. A sacrifice fly for Nadav Machline. Israel ties the game. Oh, sacrifice fly in left field. Runners advance. One runner scores. The other run advances to third. And first baseman David Solomon, the batter. He swings at the first ball and misses strike number one. That pitch low and away, 1-1 to count. Foul ball back. Count 1-2. That off speed pitch misses low and away, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And ball to the first baseman who decides to try to throw home and get the runner and doesn't make a clean throw. Israel scores their second run on the fielder's choice E4 or E3. So 2 runs across the board, 1 out, runner at first, and number 21, the pitcher Aviv Bobrov. Pitch misses for ball number one. 2. 3-0 the count. And a 4-pitch walk puts runners at first and second. And bunt shown, pulled back. Inside corner, strike number 1. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. That pitch in the dirt gets past the catcher. Runners able to advance to second and third on the wild pitch. Oh, not one, but 2 runners in scoring position. 1 and 2 the count. Still only 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for out number 2. Boy, Morris von Bergen really needed that out. Up to bat, Michael Seagal. That pitch on the inside corner. Strike number 1. High outside, 1 and 1. And a fly ball in left field. No problem for the left fielder. Stuttgart a little bit shaky in the first inning. They have 2 runs on 2 hits. Give up 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 errors, 2 left on. After 1 complete inning, Israel 2, Stuttgart 1. Oh, leading off the top of the second inning for the Stuttgart Reds, Emil Hunt, followed by Tim Rudolph and Joel Petzold. 2-1 in favor of the Israel national team. And bunt shown, pitch just a little bit outside, ball number one. Swing and a miss, 1-1 to count. That pitch on the outside corner. Strike number two. Trying to get him to chase a high fastball. Emil lays off. Count even at 2-2. And a high fly ball. Left fielder tracking it, catching it for out number one. That brings up right fielder Tim Rudolph to the plate. And that fastball in there for strike number one. And ground ball down the third base line. Rolls foul. So saith the home plate umpire Marco Federico. 0-2 the count. And another fastball foul, this time out of play. Over in the construction zone. And again, if you're watching on TV, grab a plane, fly up here from Israel. Look at the beautiful stadium. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Second strikeout for Israel pitcher Aviv Vorov. Brings up center fielder Joel Petzold. That ball gets past catcher, ball number one. And on the inside corner, a 1-1 to count. And ground ball. No problem for the second baseman. Step and throw. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning, leading off Ariel Tomer, followed by Akiva Meister, and then leadoff Manaviat Schechter. That pitch up and inside for ball number one. And low and away, ball number two. Swing and a miss. Two balls, one strike, the count. And time called. A ground ball up the middle. Second base step and throw to first in time for out number one. Brings up Akiva Meister. And he takes that pitch low for ball number one. Fastball right down the middle. 1-1 to count. Ground ball again to the second baseman. Step and throw out number two. Brings up leadoff man Aviad Schechter. Led off the bottom half of the first inning with a base hit up the middle. And scored Israel's first run of the tournament. He takes that off-speed pitch in there for strike number one. Another off-speed pitch catches the outside corner. No balls, two strikes. And a ground ball. This time straight to the first baseman. Fielded no problem. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. 2 innings in the books. Score Israel 2, Stuttgart 1. Top of the third inning, leading off for the Stuttgart Reds, Niels Norgel, then leadoff man Oscar Hunt, Felipe Homburg. 2 innings complete, 2-1 the score in favor of Israel. And that pitch in there, strike number one. Navi Bobrov still on the mound for the Israel national team. Swing and a miss, 1-1 to count. That pitch misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. And foul ball, 2-2. And that ball catches the inside corner. Out by window shopping. Strikeout for out number one. And lead off Oscar Hunt. Walked in the first inning. Was able to come around and score on the double from Moritz van Bergen. He swings at the first pitch. Fouls it back. For strike number one. And low 1-1 to count. Ball two. And a line drive on the line in the corner for a stand up double for Oscar Hunt. Third base umpire standing right there says it hit right on the line. With the double, Oscar Hunt automatically in scoring position. And now comes the coach to question the call. It was very, very close. Oh, up to bat, Felipe Homburg. Strikeout victim his first at bat. He takes that pitch on the low part of the strike zone for strike number one. And fly ball shallow, caught by the second baseman. No chance for Oscar Hunt to advance. F4 in the scorebooks for out number two, and up to bat Moritz van Bergen. Moritz again had the double that scored Stuttgart's only run so far. Yeah, pitch misses low. Nice stop by the catcher. Keep runner at second base. And that one in the dirt. And again, catcher doing his job behind the plate, keeping Oscar Hunt at second base. Mr. Tomer Arrow behind the dish for the Israeli national team. That ball hit high and deep and over the fence. Touch 'em all time for Moritz von Bergen. Home run over the right center fence. And for those of you folks around here, you know he's been doing that here in Stuttgart for quite a while. That puts Stuttgart in the lead 3-2. And brings up Moritz Kohler. Moritz Kohler swings at the first pitch. It's in foul territory. Nice try by the first baseman, David Solomon, but he can't quite catch up with that. Foul ball for strike number one. And a ground ball fielded by the shortstop. Step and throw in time for out number three. Stuttgart on a two-run home run from Moritz von Bergen takes the lead. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third inning, leading off Yuri Shani, followed by Nadav Makhline, David Solomon. Stuttgart took the lead on a 2-run home run for Moritz von Bergen, and Moritz von Bergen delivers the first pitch for strike number one. And that's ball one, 1-1 to count. Oh, all the games in this tournament will be live streamed on the Reds live stream. That ball hit up in the air, caught by the second baseman for out number one. Reds TV broadcasting all of the games on YouTube. So if you want to see more of the tournament, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Future All Stars Netherlands against Future All Stars Team 2 Netherlands at 10 o'clock. That pitch low and inside at 1 o'clock. North State Warriors out of the Netherlands against the Lithuanian national team at that pitch misses for ball number two. At 4 o'clock, Israeli national team against East Austrian Academy. Ball number three, and at 8 o'clock, Netherlands Baseball United versus the Stuttgart Reds. Strike number two. And that's ball number four. So not off. Machline safe at first on the walk. And up to bat, first baseman David Solomon. So more games on Friday, Saturday. The last game is at 7 o'clock. Ground ball, full swing bunt, fielded by the catcher. Nice and calmly throws it down to first base for out number two. Nadaf Machline able to advance to second base on the ground out, 2 outs, and up to bat Aviv Bobrov. On Saturday again, the last game starts at 7 o'clock in the evening, and also hosted by the Stuttgart Reds Baseball Club. Barbecue for all teams. The runners goes, throw down, goes past the third baseman, but beautiful job backing up third base. Emil Hunt keeps the runner at third. Stolen base. Saturday games again starting at 10, 1, 6, 4, and at 7. That pitch up high, ball number 2. And then on Sunday, winner of game 13 and game 14. Going into the finals, the Monday 10 o'clock game for the second place team, or the second team into the finals. Excuse me, when I get it figured out, I'll tell you. That's a walk. Runners at first and third. And runners at the corners and up to bat, Liam Sagiv. Okay, Monday at 10 o'clock. It's part of the loser's bracket. Runner goes, throw goes, and no tag. And with that, the runner from third base also advances. So double stolen base for Israel ties the game. The finals will be played at 4 o'clock on Monday, the 1st of May. And pitcher taking too long for Liam Zagiv, who's at bat. Call time. So no pitch. 1 ball, no strikes to count. That pitch low. Catcher not able to control it, but runner doesn't advance. 2 balls, no strikes. That pitch looked like it missed inside for ball number 3. And throwback on the strike call, not in time at second base. 3-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. And look like an off speed pitch. Gets the batter. Strikeout. Ends the inning. Israel able on the double steal to score the tying run. One run on no hits, no errors. One left on. Three innings complete. And 3-3 the score. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Leading off for the Stuttgart Reds, Jonathan Schaefer, Emil Hunt, Tim Rudolph. 3-3 the score. Swing and a foul ball for strike number one. And that looked like an off speed pitch. Just missed on the inside. For you Israeli national team fans, tomorrow at 1600 hours or 4 o'clock. Friday at 1 o'clock. And that would be their three games. They have a break on Saturday for the Stuttgart Reds fans. They play tomorrow at 8. That pitch up high. They play on Friday at 4. And they're done for the preliminary rounds. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. 2-2 the count. Yeah, that off speed pitch misses inside. Count is full. And doing the Bee Gees staying alive. Fouled that ball straight back. And a ground ball. Nice stop by the pitcher. Step and throw. PFP for out number one. And coming up for Stuttgart, second baseman Emil Hunt. He take that pitch low for a ball. There's strike number one on the inside corner. One ball, one strike. And some activity going on in the Israel bullpen. That pitch high outside corner of the strike zone. Oh, one ball, two strikes. A little bit of a jersey adjustment for the pitcher. That pitch high evens the count at 2-2. Foul ball. That ball fouled off the first base line. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Uh, uh, staying alive, staying alive. 2-2 the count. And foul ball number 6. So, for those of you who want to see some impressions of the game, the world's best photographer here is Drobny. Hanging around here somewhere taking lots of photos. That pitch misses high, full count. They'll be uploaded to the Stuttgart Reds homepage, so you can probably in the Palomino side look at pictures of the games. And after a long battle, Aviv Babab wins with a strikeout of Emil Hunt. For out number 2 brings up right fielder Tim Rudolph. As I was saying, log into the Reds website, go to the Palomino site, and you'll be able to find impressions of the game. That pitch inside corner, strike number 1. I've seen many, many pictures that she's done, and she's got to be one of the top photographers in Europe. Foul ball out of play, 0-2 the count. And of course, her husband, the master disaster, Yara Drobny, sitting next to me, pays me to say that. That pitch just a little bit high. And a little equipment malfunction with the catcher. Umpire showing him how to tie his shoes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And strike number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th inning. Still towing the rubber for the Stuttgart Reds, Morton Bergen. He'll be facing the bottom three of the lineup for the Israeli national team. Michael Seagal, Tomer Errol, and Akiva Meister. And that pitch just a little bit low, ball one. And a high fly ball in no man's land. And nobody can get a hold of it. Nobody seemed to have called it. You had the right fielder, the first baseman, and the second baseman all together. Be interesting to see what the official score calls that. I think that should be probably a base hit. But of course, I'm not the official scorer. And catcher Emil uh, Tomer Errol takes the first pitch down low for ball number one. Yeah, that's ball two. That ball off the catcher, foul. Two balls, one strike. That pitch off speed, low and away. 3-1 to count. And a fastball, bloop, right to the shortstop. Runner at first, paying attention, gets back in time. So fly out to the shortstop for out number one, and Akiva Meister up to bat. Akiva ground ball to the second baseman in his first at bat. So activity not only in the Israel side of the bullpen, the Stuttgart side of the bullpen also. Both pitchers probably getting close to that limit to where if they pitch too much, they may not be able to pitch again in the tournament or only on the last day. And a ground ball, second baseman, step throw to second, in time at second, not in time at first. Fielder's choice, safe at first, out at second on the 4-6, put out, two down, and leadoff man, Aviad Schechter up to bat. Aviad, Aviad 1 for 2 in the game. That pitch in there for a strike. That pitch just a little bit high. Ball one, 1-1 to count. Aviad single and scored the first run for Israel. Grounded out to the first baseman. And this time it goes to the second baseman. He flips to the shortstop. 4-6. Put out for out number three. No runs on one hit, no errors, one left on. We're complete through four, and the score remains Stuttgart Reds 3, Israel National Team 3. We'll be right back with inning number 5. Top of the fifth inning, batting Joel Petzold, Niels Norgel, and then Oscar Hunt, leadoff man for the Stuttgart Reds. He takes that pitch for ball number one. Joel is only second time up. Grounded to the second baseman his first at bat. He takes that pitch low for ball number two. There's a strike on the inside corner. Two balls, one strike. Watch out, Team Israel. That ball almost into the Israel dugout. 2-2 the count. Again tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock, live on Reds TV. The tournament continues and goes through Monday. And another ground ball, slowly hit, and takes a jump right before the third baseman can field it. Base hit for Joel Petzold. And that brings up left fielder and number 9 batter Niels Norgel, who struck out his first at bat. See if Coach Dustin Ward puts some bunt plays on or steal plays. And there's a bunt shown low for ball number one. And pick off Joel Petzold back in time. And that one, blue pit. And Joel Petzold almost too far off the bag. First baseman can't scoop it, so no question, safe for out. Out number one, fly out to the second baseman. And leadoff man Oscar Hunt up to bat. Oscar 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. 2 runs scored. And that pitch in there for strike number one. And another pickoff. Trying to see if Joel Petzold taking off for second. Trying to catch him on the wrong foot. And that ball fouled. Strike number two. Just a little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that brings Coach from Israel out of the dugout. Looks like he may be making a pitcher change because his pitcher has reached a certain pitch limit. Again, you can only pitch so many pitches in a game to be able to be pitch in another game, etc., etc., etc. So he is taking the ball from the pitcher. As soon as I get the changes, I'll let you know. I'll count 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter. Oscar Hunt, runner at first base. The changes for the Israel national team. New in the game and going to the pitcher's mound. Number 25, Jake Gewutz. Sounds like a good German name. The pitcher, Aviv Bobov, goes into second base. Aviad Schechter goes into left field. And the left fielder, Akiva Meister, his day is done. One ball, two strikes to count on the batter, Oscar Hunt. Runner goes, and that pitch high and away gets past the catcher, but not far enough. So stolen base for Joel Petzold. Ball number two for Oscar Hunt. And looks like a save me from striking out swing by Oscar Hunt. And it did save him for that pitch. That pitch way outside, full count. And that's ball number four, so all the way from a 1-2 count. Oscar Hunt gets a base on balls, brings up Felipe Homburg, first baseman. And that pitch misses low, ball number one. So pitcher Jake Gewurz comes in, is having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone. There's a foul ball out of play for his first strike. 1-1 to count, one out. We have runners at first and second. And we have what looks like a streaker going out into the bullpen. And here's another fly ball in no man's land. And the first baseman not able to pick it up in time to catch it. Strike number two, one ball, two strikes. And a big shout out to Bundesliga umpire and Reds TV fan Stefan Rohrbeck watching at home. And Homburg staying alive. And another foul ball. And that ball fair down the third base line. All the way into the corner. Runner around in second base. Throw off line. The catcher trying to throw back to third, not in time. RBI single for Felipe Homburg. On the throw home, Oscar Hunt able to advance to third base. And from second base all the way around to home, Joel Petzold. Stuttgart takes the lead. And up to bat, the one guy who's done the most damage for the Stuttgart Reds with a double and a home run, Moritz Funbergen. That pitch in there for strike number one. No balls, one strike. That pitch behind Morris von Bergen. And on the wild pitch, Felipe Holmberg able to advance to second base. One ball, one strike to count. And Israel playing the infield in, trying to keep the runner at third on a normal ground ball. And that pitch in the dirt. Good job, catcher, keeping that runner at third base. Errol, Tomer Errol catching for the Israeli national team. Two balls, one strike to count. Runners at second and third, one out. And that pitch misses outside, 3-1. And a ground ball caught by the third pitcher. Looks the runner back to third, does his job perfectly, gets the out at first. Two down, and Moritz Kohler batting. Moritz so far. Two ground outs to the shortstop, and coach from Israel comes out of the dugout. Just give us a pitcher a little bit of advice. Moritz Kohler again 0 for 2 with two grounds outs to shortstop. Stuttgart runners at second and third. Two outs. That ball up the middle and past the diving second baseman. Homburg around second, scores, and on the throw home, Moritz Kohler advances to second. Two RBI base hit for Moritz Kohler. Stuttgart raises the lead to 6-3. First pitch to Jonathan Scheffler. Check swing, but he went too far for strike number one. Jonathan, two ground outs so far today. And that off speed pitch down to the third baseman who takes his eye off the ball, it looks like, checking the runner at second, which he didn't have to do with two outs. So, error on the third baseman keeps Stuttgart's inning alive. And Emil Hunt up to bat. Fly out and strike out for him so far. And he looks at strike number one, low part of the strike zone. That ball hit in the air, called for, caught by the left fielder for out number three. Stuttgart puts 3 runs across the board on 3 hits, 1 error, 2 left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning. Oh, Moritz von Bergen still towing the rubber. There was action in the Stuttgart bullpen. Let's see how long the head coach lets Moritz go. Moritz will be facing 2, 3, and 4. Uri, Shani, Nadav, Machline, and David Salomon. Stuttgart 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning to take a 6-3 lead. And that pitch misses low and away for ball number 1. Foul ball this time into the Israel dugout. Some nice matrix moves from some of the kids over there. 1-1 to count. There's strike number 2. And a foul ball. Yuri Shaney stays alive. Just a little bit low, 2-2. There's ball 3. Full count. And a walk to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. And of course, Moritz got to be getting close to his pitch count. Of course, depending on how a coach wants it, winning a game and losing a pitcher might be more important than losing a game and keeping a pitcher. And that ball drilled into right field. And the right fielder took a really lazy approach to that ball, lets it go by. And runner from first all the way home. Batter gets a base hit and a 2 base error. And Israel gets one of the runs back. Sometimes the easiest balls are the hardest ones, but it really did look like the right fielder didn't play that the right way. Anyway, run scores, runner at third. Up to bat, David Salomon. David fielder's choice and ground out to the catcher. And he swings at that off speed pitch and misses for strike number 1. And that ball in the dirt, but to no avail. The pitcher gets the batter to chase 2 strikes. And swing and a miss. Nice block by the catcher who throws down to first. And of course, pitcher covers home to keep the runner at third. 1 out on the strikeout. And up to bat, Avi Bobroff. And out of the dugout, coach Dustin Ward. Probably to get his pitcher. And changes for the Stuttgart Reds. As soon as I find them, I'll let you know. Changes for the Stuttgart Reds. Moritz von Bergen's day on the mound is done. Not in the game because he moves from the pitcher's mound to first base. First baseman Felipe Homburg goes into left field. And out of the game, Niels Norgel, and in for him on the pitching mound, Henry Cernatiger. We have 1 down. We have runner at third. Israel has scored 1 run on an error in right field. 1 out. Warm up pitches are done. Home plate has been cleaned off. Yuri Shani has scored in this inning at third base. Nadaf Machline. 1 out and up to bat. Aviv Bobrov. And he fouls that first pitch off the catcher's mask. Strike number 1. Stuttgart playing middle infield back, going for the out. Infield corners are playing in, trying to keep the run from scoring. That pitch high, 1-1 the count. Now the Stuttgart catcher having to tie his shoes. Kids, you gotta learn how to do that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Aviv Babarov so far 2 walks in this game. He swings and misses at that fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch misses outside. Catcher wanting a high fastball. Doesn't get it. 2-2. That off speed pitch fouled out of play. Swing and a miss on what looked like to be a changeup. Out number two. Very, very important for the Stuttgart Reds. Getting the second out, first of all. Now the corner infielders can play a little bit back. And a simple out ends the threat. Liam Sagev up to bat. Two strikeouts so far in the game. And he takes that pitch right in there for strike number one. That pitch just a little bit high. Checking. First base umpire says no. That ball hit in the air in center field. No problem for the center fielder. Henry Cernottinger comes in and does his job, getting the two outs, keeping the runner at third base, keeping the score at 6-4. One run on, one hit, one error, one left on. Five innings are complete. Stuttgart 6, Israel 4. New pitcher for the Israel national team, number 20, Boaz Volgelanto. He takes the place of Jake Gewutz. Again, because of number of pitches allowed, a lot of pitching changes. He'll be facing Tim Rudolph, Joel Petzold, and Henry Cernottinger. 6-4 the score, top of the sixth inning. Tim Rudolph so far 0 for 2 with two strikeouts. That pitch in there for strike number one. A good start from Mr. Galanter. Volgalanta. That one just tad low. 1-1 to count. And ground ball foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And foul ball. That one's out of play. 1-2. And ground ball hits third base, so safe base hit. And into second with a double. Tim Rudolph breaks up his strikeout streak and gets himself into scoring position for Joel Petzold. Joel grounded out and singled so far in his first two at bats. So a double off the third base for Tim Rudolph. Stuttgart threatening in the top of the sixth inning, no outs. And it's been a Rooney from the pitcher. And nobody from Israel really covering the bag. And of course, Tim Rudolph not that far off the bag. That pitch fouled into the thousands and thousands of in attendance. Of course, as you could see, the home plate umpire signaling to the Israeli bench. There are also visit rules in the game. We don't have a pitch clock or a batter's clock yet, like they do in the major leagues. Swing and a miss for strike number two. Of course, this year, major leagues bases are bigger. Pitch clock, batter clock. And ball fouled into the net. Count stays 0-2. No more defensive shifts in the major leagues. Of course, none of that has got, first of all, to the Pony Leagues or to European baseball. But I'm sure it will eventually. Time called by the batter. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner at second for Stuttgart. And that's a swing and a miss for strike number three and out number one. Up to bat for his first at bat, Henry Cernottinger came in for Niels Norger. 2 pitch. This time call, the umpire was playing with his baseballs. First pitch, just inside, ball number one. Hot cheese at the knees, 1-1 to count. That ball Looked like a golf shot right to the shortstop for out number two. Brings up leadoff man Oscar Hunt, two down. Tim Rudolph still hanging around at second base. That pitch fouled straight back. No balls, one strike. Inside, 1-1 to count. And in the dirt, two balls, one strike, two outs. Runner still hanging around at second base. That ball hit in the gap in right center field, all the way to the warning track. Stand up double and RBI. Stuttgart gets the run back. Tim Rudolph and Oscar Hunt change places. RBI double and up to bat. Felipe Homburg. Felipe single with an RBI his last at bat. And he takes that pitch high, which pretty hard to do for Felipe because he's really tall. And that ball fouled out of play, 1-1 to count. Like that both pitchers are working very quickly. That pitch inside. Two balls, one strike. That ball hit in foul territory. First baseman couldn't find the ball, goes above the lights, comes back down. Would have been a tough catch anyway. Felipe Homburg stays alive. Count is one ball, two strikes, or is it two balls, two strikes? That pitch misses inside. And that ball under the third baseman. And the throw coming home. And no tag on the. Oh, yes, there is a tag. Looked like the umpire said safe and then called out. So a base hit and fielder's choice. Nice throw by the center fielder to the catcher to get out number three. No run on that. But Stuttgart is able to score one run on three hits, no errors. One left on. We'll be right back for the bottom of the sixth inning. Leading off for the Israel team, bottom of the sixth inning, Michael Siga, Tomer Errol, Boaz Volgalante. If he bats that ball, first pitch, ground ball, second base, step and throw to first in time, out number one. And looks like we have a pinch hitter, number 14 for Israel, coming in the game. Number 14, David Kamen, pinch hitting for the catcher, Tomer Errol. That pitch misses low and away. And he fouls that ball off twice, but it only counts as one strike. One and one to count. Swing and a miss for strike number two. And that check swing foul keeps him in the game. Swing and a miss. Oh, yeah. Strikeout for the second out of the inning. And it looks like we have another pinch hitter. Number 4 coming in. Number 4, that would be Ben Ami Rome. Two down, bottom of the sixth inning. And that pitch just a little bit high. That pitch low and inside. Two balls. And foul ball out of play. Two balls, one strike, two outs. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. Stuttgart leading 7-4. And trying to get him to chase the high fastball. No dice. And that pitch just misses for a walk. Brings off leadoff batter Aviad Schechter. Aviad single. Ground out to the first baseman. The fielder's choice. And up and away. Ball number 1. That ball catches the outside corner. One ball, one strike. That misses high. Two balls, one strike. And 3 3-1. So two quick outs for pitcher Henry Sonattinger, and now a walk and a 3-1 count. That ball hit high down the third base line, out of the reach of third baseman Moritz Kohler and left fielder Felipe Homburg. Long strike number two, full count. Full count, two outs basically means the runner will be off with the pitch. And if you look at Moritz van Bergen at first base playing behind the runner, and that's a walk for the leadoff man Aviad Schechter. Puts runners at first and second, still two outs, and up to batting number 15. It looks like Israel's emptying out their dugout. Shaney Yuri, the new batter. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. Shaney Yuri is not a new player. He's been in the whole game. A walk, a fly out, and a single to his credit so far today. And that pitch misses high. Ball one. And throw down to first. Not in time. Called strike by the umpire. 1-1 to count. That pitch on the inside corner. Some hot cheese at the knees. One ball, two strikes. And a ground ball fielded by the shortstop. Throw to third in time. Henry Sonattinger gets himself out of the trouble on a ground out. 6-5 in the score sheet. No runs on no hits. No errors, two left on. 6 innings complete. Stuttgart leading 7-4. If I remember right, this will be seventh and final inning unless Israel is able to come back and tie. Score 7-4 for the Stuttgart Reds. on the mound for the Israel national team, Rabinovitz Yedidia. He will be facing 3, 4, and 5 Moritz van Bergen, Moritz Kohler, Jonathan Schaefer. Seventh and final inning. Stuttgart, of course, wanting to get some insurance runs. Israel team wanting to keep it at 3. And that pitch misses inside, ball number 1. And there are re-entry rules. If you'll see catcher number 17 back in the game. That pitch high. Or number 17 is Michael Siegel now catching. That on the inside corner. Or is it number 7? Oh, Tomer Arrow back behind the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike to Moritz van Bergen. And that pitch misses away. 3 and 1. On the inside corner. Called strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Activity in Stuttgart's bullpen. And that's low and inside. Ball number 4. Walk for Moritz van Bergen brings up Moritz Kohler. Moritz 1 for 3 with a single and 2 RBIs in the 5th inning. And inside ball 1. Nice stop by Mr. Tomer. Been doing a very good job behind the plate. The runner goes, and that pitch too far out of the strike zone for the catcher to have a chance to get the runner. Stolen base for Moritz van Bergen, now in scoring position. 2-0 the count. And inside low, 3-0. And that ball number 4, so 2 walks to start off the top of the 7th inning, not to start that the pitcher wants. Up to bat, Jonathan Schaefer. Jonathan ground out, and safe on an error. That pitch in there for a strike. Jonathan Schaefer showing bunt. And that pitch too high for the catcher to get. Runners able to advance to second and third on the wild pitch. So Stuttgart with 2 runners in scoring position. 1-1 count. That pitch catches the inside corner, strike number 2. Israel moves their infield in, trying to keep Van Bergen at third base. That's fouled back, of course. Bringing the infield in means larger holes for the batter. One ball, two strikes, no outs. Runners at second and third. Score 7-4 in favor of the Stuttgart Reds, and Stuttgart threatening to put some more on the board. And that off-speed pitch misses away. 2-2 the count. Inside, count is full. New pitcher struggling with his command. Two walks already in the inning, and a 3-2 count to Jonathan Schaefer. And that ball fouled. Nice fielding by third base coach Dustin Ward. That's up high, loads the bases. Up to bat, Emil Hunt. Emil 0 for 3. Two flyouts in left field and a walk. And that brings the coach from Israel out to talk to his pitcher. And looks like he's taking the ball from the pitcher, and the left fielder trotting in to go to the mound. I'm sure Mr. Yedidja is disappointed in his performance, but nothing hurt yet. So, new pitcher on the mound for Israel. Started off at second base, went to left field. Now he's on the mound, Aviad Schechter. He'll see if he can keep Stuttgart at 7 runs or see if Stuttgart can get some more. We'll be right back. So, a few changes. I'm just going to give you the pitching change from left field. Aviad Schechter comes in. He comes in, inherits bases loaded on 3 walks, and faces Emil Hunt. Emil looking for his first hit of the game. He has flied out twice to the left fielder and struck out once. Israel again. Infield is in. Force out at home plate, and that pitch misses up. There's strike number one, 1-1 to count. And pop up, but out of play. One ball, two strikes. And that off speed pitch low, ball two. And check swing, did he go? No, he's got to check with the infield third base umpire, and he says no, full count, no place to put Email Hunt without scoring a run for the Reds. And that pitch misses away. RBI walk for Email Hunt. Run number 8 for the Stuttgart Reds. And coming up to bat, Tim Rudolph doubled his last at bat, ended up scoring. And two strikeouts other than that. That pitch in there for strike number 1. There's strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases still juiced, full of Reds. No outs. And a swing and a miss, foul tip right into the catcher's glove for out number 1. Joel Petzold, next batter. Ground out, single, and a strikeout for him. And he takes the first pitch for strike number 1. So after a walk, Mr. Avid Schechter seemed to found the zone. And as soon as I say that, he puts one in the dirt. And ball came straight back off the cement wall, but not in time to get the speedy Moritz Kohler. Run number 9 for the Stuttgart Reds. One and one the count. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. And that pitch inside. 2-2. And a save me swing keeps him from striking out. Count stays 2-2 again tomorrow. 10 o'clock is the next games for the Palomino tournament. If you're looking for the Israel team, they play at 4 o'clock. The Stuttgart Reds play at 8 o'clock. And another foul ball. 2-2. That ball in the dirt. Good job, catcher. Keeps Moritz Kohler at third base. Tomer has done quite a bit of that today. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And foul ball number 72. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for the second out. And up to bat, Henry Sarnatinger came in to pitch for Moritz van Bergen. Flew out to the shortstop his first at bat. He takes that pitch on the inside corner, strike number one. That pitch too high, 1-1 to count. There's strike number two. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a swing and a miss after giving up a walk. 3 straight strikeouts for pitcher Aviad Schlechter. But Stuttgart able to put 2 more runs on no hits. No errors. Left runners at second and third. We're done with 6.5, 9 for Stuttgart, 4 for Israel. We'll be right back with the bottom of the seventh and final inning. Still on the mound for the Stuttgart Reds, Henry Nottinger. He'll be facing batters 3, 4, and 5 in the Israel lineup. Nariv Mashline, Dovid Solomon, and Aviv Babrov. Israel needing 5 to tie, 6 to win. Stuttgart needing 3 outs for their win. And Master Disaster Yara Drobny told me I'll get a bonus if I advertise for Iris one more time. So go to the Stuttgart Reds website, log into the Palomino, and you'll find impressions of the game. That pitch misses inside. Probably about 30, 40 pictures of this game, and she'll, I'm sure, be out here pretty much all weekend taking pictures. The world's best photographer, Iris Drobny. That pitch, top part of the strike zone, 1-1 the count. Fastball just a little bit low. Two balls, one strike. Yeah, that's ball number three. And 8 teams broke up into two groups. The winners in second place go on for the semifinals. The losers in fourth place play in the consolation. That ball fouled back. Full count. So getting this first win for Stuttgart, or if Israel can come back, very, very important. Other teams in the Stuttgart group: Netherlands Baseball United and the East Austrian Academy. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for out number one. Up to bat, David Solomon, safe on a fielder's choice, grounded out to the catcher, and a strikeout 0 for 3 so far today. And that ground ball, three hopper to the second baseman, a worm burner, throw down to first base for out number two. Stuttgart 1 out away. That pitch in there for strike number one. Ball one, 1-1 to count. Ball two. That ball fouled back over the first base dugout for strike number two. We have triple deuces, two strikes, two balls, two outs. Bottom of the seventh inning. And that pitch just a little bit low and outside. Full count. Swing and a miss. Oh, yeah! Stuttgart wins the opening game of the 2023 Palomino tournament. Stuttgart, 9 runs on 9 hits. One error, 6 left on. Israel, 4 runs on 4 hits with 3 hours, 7 left on. Again, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, the master of disaster, Yar Drobny, will be back at it. I won't be able to be around probably until Sunday or Monday. My name is the voice, Ken Hudson. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, umpires. Thank you to everybody making this tournament possible, and I wish you a nice evening.